Hi guys, I'm coming to you today with a topic that I feel that more mentors, more leaders should be speaking about these days because it is required. And that is what today was declared to be a pandemic. Um, and more than the pandemic itself and the virus epidemic itself, I feel that we should be speaking about the panic epidemic that we are all facing, and that is such a big energy sucker for most of us, especially for us that are empaths, for people that are quite sensitive to the collective emotions. It's such a tough time, and I feel that it is required to start speaking about the best ways to navigate this period of time in a way that preserves and helps our energy, and at the same time helps step up the work that it is now required for us to share with the world, because this is a time when I feel that those people who can beam their light, can rise up, can shine their light, are required to do it even more than usual, because with their light, with our light, we can help also the people around us. We can help our communities, we can help our tribes, we can help our audiences that we are so responsible for, right? In order to show up and do the work that we are here to do for these people, with these people, in the service of these people. So I want to share with you 4 or 5 of the main things that I've been doing over the past days, couple of weeks, that have been helping me immensely with my energy, with keeping myself somehow separated from the noise, and not so much affected as an empath. And also, I know for sure that once you start using them, they will be helping you also. So, the first thing that made a huge difference for me was to limit the intake of news. And I know that it's such addictive thing, especially in a time when we don't have control, and the main drivers of this crazy panic and noise around us is the fact that people don't have control, and they just need to do something that gives them the sense of control, and that can be buying toilet paper or just compulsively checking the news in order to keep yourself informed. So the lack of control is something that obviously hits us all, and the unknown is the other very scary thing that is happening these days. So that's because of these two. Just consuming the news obsessively, addictively, can be quite an energy sucker and can hurt you much more than you realize. So one of the first things that I did was to limit this intake of the news. In the sense of course, we need to keep ourselves informed. We need to know what is happening so that we make the best decisions for ourselves, for our family, for our communities. But at the same time, it is not necessary to go there and scroll and just stick your nose on, to the news all day long. What worked for me was to have a discipline and to decide that I get no news until I do my energy work, my mindset work, and my business work, like sharing my message, creating my message for the day, sharing my truth for the day, doing whatever needs my high energy, comes first. And only after that, I would go and read what are the updates of the day. The other side of limiting news for me meant stopping the consumption of any news before going to bed, or more precisely, anytime after finalizing my workday. So once I finalize my workday, I check what are the last news, pieces of news, or the last updates, and then I just switch off. And I suggest that you do the same. Switch off, disconnect yourself from that noise, and choose to go back to the now, to go back to being present with your family, with your loved ones, with activities that are filling you with more energy, with more joy, and anchor you more into the now. This would be the first very, very important thing. The second thing is to use a mantra that is actually bringing me back into my body and helping me decide and redecide around my energy and around my experience, and this mantra is: I am healthy, I am strong, and I am being protected. You can use this in the form of I am healthy, I am strong, I'm being protected, or you can expand it as, thinking or holding in this intention and decision your entire family or parts of community, people that you love, and you can say, we are healthy, we are strong, and we are being protected. And feel into that, really feel, backing it up with the decision power, like literally feeling it click inside, or practice holding that until you feel it clicking inside and it feels like it is done. That's how things are. We are being healthy, we are strong, and we are being protected at all times. And just by anchoring your energy in this decision, you are already creating literally an energetic mental environment around you that is protecting you because we always create our experiences, right? So if you so decide, then that's how it is. This is the second thing that I suggest that you try, you check how it works for you, and if you feel good about it, then you can continue using it and practicing it. The third thing is, it is so important right now, even more than ever, to show up and show up from a higher space, from the higher levels of your being, which means we can experience at the same time, simultaneously, having our human dimension freaking out, buying into the noise, buying into the panic, and at the same time, we can elevate ourselves to the higher dimensions of our being and zoom out and choose to see things from that higher dimension, from where things are never really bad, positive or negative. They are not bad or right, they just are. And it's always a matter of how we are associating meaning to them. More specific, a reminder: pain, it's something physical, right? You just feel it in your body. But suffering, it's an option, it's a choice. Suffering is mental. Suffering comes from the thoughts we choose to play consciously or unconsciously. We choose to play in our minds, and those are the sources of our emotional suffering and mental suffering, right? So be reminded and remind yourself that suffering is a choice and is not really required, and you can zoom out always and look at the entire situation, giving it the meaning that feels better to you. This doesn't mean that we will make all these difficult moment for humanity be right, or that there is any way of feeling that it's great that happens. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we can look at it in ways that don't necessarily create unnecessary suffering inside ourselves, because at the end of the day, as we were saying, it all boils down to the thoughts that we choose to nurture. And those thoughts always obviously have effect on our energy, on our immunity, on our health. But more than that, at this moment, you have also responsibility towards your audience, towards your tribe, towards your community. And your responsibility is to show up as the leader and beam light, beam inspiration, beam courage, beam trust, beam faith. This is required from you right now, more than ever. So more than ever, choose to do your inner work, choose to go up, choose to connect yourself to your higher dimensions, choose to be the light, choose to be the inspiration, choose to be the messenger of courage, of power, and share that light and healing with your community. This is your responsibility now. How you go and connect yourself to your higher levels, most probably you already have the tools and you know exactly what it is required and what you need to do. But just to share how I quickly do this for myself, I just literally, when I feel like I'm almost starting to spin, or I feel that it's required for me to show up and share a message that is coming through, I am literally moving my attention and going up with my attention above my head, above my physical body, and then higher and higher until I get so high that above, with my consciousness above my head, that I can see, feel, or just sense. I am more a knowing person. So I just know that I am reaching my higher self. I am reaching a higher consciousness. And from that place, I decide, when I decided I got there, I am looking back to the situation that was almost causing me to spin. And from that higher place, I asked myself, okay, if I could now fully connect to my higher self, to my higher consciousness, what would be the emotions that I would be choosing right now? What would be the state that I would be choosing right now? What would be the message that is coming through for me right now? And what are the thoughts that I am being guided towards right now? What are the actions that I'm being guided towards right now? So go up as high as it is necessary, as you feel, see that it is necessary until you get to sense your higher self. As high as you can until you get to sense your higher self. And from that place, zooming out, tune into what is being shared with you as being your next steps, as being the better thoughts, as being the better actions, as being the highest truth, the highest message. And share your light, share that healing, share that inspiration from there. So that would be some of the things that I'm doing for myself these days. And they've been helping me. I am pretty confident that once you start using them, they will help you too. And just before I finalize, I would like to share with you one last thought, and that is, even when things are looking really twisted, even when things are looking maybe even pretty dark, there is always a different way of looking at them, a way that can identify opportunities. And your opportunity right now is to feel a bigger space, to to a bigger role, to step up your game, to step up your energy, to step up your message, because you are now required to fulfill a higher responsibility, and that is the responsibility of being the light, being the leader, being the motivation, being the messenger, being the person that shares power, courage, light, and healing. And in all this noise, you get to do your work, your soul work. A last reminder, as energy, intention, and our emotions are everything, choose to hold yourself, your loved ones, the community, people around you in the highest visions possible. See people being kept healthy, see people getting healthy if they are not right now. See things, choose to see things inside of you and tune into visions where things are happening towards the healing, things are happening towards the improvement of everything around. See, feel, choose to tune into healing, choose to tune into clearing, choose to see the world going through this, going easier, going towards the healing, going towards the other side, the light side, the healthy side, the heart-centered side. So remember now what your work is here, and choose to play a bigger game. This is your time, and I mean it.